Last year, Microsoft announced a new upcoming streaming service to play your Xbox games on any device, anywhere, called XCloud. The prospect of accessing your digital games library on a mobile device was promising, but two major obstacles stand in the way of Microsoft's XCloud becoming successful enough to become more than a passing idea: price and games. This is Colt Eastwood. I reported on XCloud at the end of 2018, and I was hopeful that it would unlock the freedom of the hundreds of games we own on Xbox. But as we get closer to the full reveal of XCloud, I want to explain how all of this will work and how much it will cost us to use it. If you like this kind of content, support the channel by subscribing, hit the bell to be notified of weekly content. I've got a lot to cover, so let's get right to it. XCloud is a new Play Anywhere initiative for Microsoft's Xbox games, supported by a robust infrastructure of cloud technology waiting in the wings for the enterprise industry, soon to be released to the masses for gaming. Microsoft has cloud servers around the world at the ready to deliver console-quality gaming on phones and tablets. There are many misconceptions of what XCloud means for Xbox gamers. At the announcement, it was assumed that XCloud would give access to games you own digitally, streamed from actual Xbox hardware, to give the player an authentic experience with all the features and functions expected from a locally played game. And this is exactly what XCloud offers. But XCloud is also intended to offer a streamed rental of games you may not own. This is where XCloud gets the most complicated. Gaming licenses are tricky and varied across all platforms, especially consoles. Some publishers and developers may not be pleased with the prospect of allowing the game they sold to you to be played outside of the Xbox One hardware. This is why so many backward-compatible titles are yet to be approved for the Xbox One. Microsoft is hoping to circumvent the messy and lengthy process of approving the 3,000 plus Xbox One games to be played on the streaming service of XCloud. After all, you're technically still playing the game on Xbox One hardware, but it's been placed into servers. And if you own the game digitally, you have the rights to play the game at home on your console or on your friend's console, and essentially on Microsoft's server made of Xbox consoles. Experts say streaming services like Stadia and XCloud will not be free. Recently, Microsoft bundled two of their most prolific services, Xbox Live Gold and Xbox Game Pass, into one payment. Xbox Live Gold is $60 per year or $5 a month, offering access to online multiplayer and 48 games added per year. And Xbox Game Pass is a rental service that gives you almost 200 locally downloaded and playable games, which include all brand new first-party Xbox exclusives, all for $10 a month. The new bundle is called Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and it is $15 a month, which is regularly priced for each service if you don't look for a deal. Here is where price comes in for XCloud. From the first announcement, it seemed obvious that Microsoft would offer XCloud for free. After all, the 40 plus million Xbox One users buying Xbox games can be expanded to the billions of mobile users around the world that could potentially buy Xbox games for the first time with full playability on their phone or tablet screen. Looking into the expectation of selling millions of games to be played on a server-based Xbox proved to be more complicated. Instead of charging a fee to access XCloud, maybe they might not be able to offer free access to games you own via streaming. There are two possible scenarios. Xbox Live Gold paywall. For about $5 a month, if you are not yet an Xbox Live Gold subscriber, you can access XCloud and the 4 games you accrue per month via Games with Gold. But this service could mean that the only games available to XCloud streaming are first-party Xbox Game Studios exclusives, like Halo, Forza Horizon, Gears, and several others owned and published by Microsoft. This is not what we hope to enjoy from XCloud and game streaming. Contrasting this with the recently announced Google Stadia service, Google's new streaming service is looking to launch with just a handful of meaningful content to their customers. The other alternative for XCloud is tied to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. For $15 a month, you can get access to 3 services. Xbox Live Gold with its accompanying 48 games per year and online access, Xbox Game Pass with almost 200 downloadable, locally played games, including first-party exclusives day and date, and access to all 250 of those games or more if you already had access to games with Gold in the past. All of this with XCloud for $15 a month. Xbox Game Pass is adding around 10 games to the service monthly while keeping many of the Xbox Game Studio first-party games in the service indefinitely. When XCloud was announced at the end of 2018, I said that if Microsoft tried to charge for the service, I would be the first one to complain about it. It seems strikingly obvious that it's an easy win for Microsoft to expand their audience to the billions by offering access to their games and store by removing the barrier of entry, which is a $200 to $500 console or similarly priced PC. By allowing purchase and play of Xbox games on phone and tablets, and soon, hopefully, smart TVs, it seems that Microsoft is quite literally married to the idea of Xbox Live Gold memberships, generating a residual revenue to lock in paying customers to their ecosystem. It's even more complicated than that. Microsoft has no legal right to place all 3,000 Xbox games onto xCloud, even though the games are technically playing on Xbox hardware miles away on the cloud. The choice is squarely on the developers and publishers to allow their games to be accessed outside of the Xbox console at home. The problem is, devs and publishers have everything to gain by permitting their games to be bought and played on more screens, just like how adding a game to Xbox back and pat increases sales and engagement exponentially. Indie and AA developers have the most to gain from smaller screens and more eyes on their game that might not sell well on big consoles and TVs. But the biggest publishers, like EA, may be developing their own streaming services, or publishers like Ubisoft may already be striking deals with big streaming competition like Google's Stadia to host their games on multiple devices. In this case, we can't depend on a full stop list of all of our games accessible on xCloud at launch or in the near future with so many obstacles in the way. Comparatively, Sony's PlayStation Now service, which closely resembles the xCloud Plus Game Pass bundle, offers access to over 700 games for $20 a month without bundling in PlayStation Plus. But PlayStation Now is $5 more than the xCloud Game Pass bundle, but it does not include the 24 PS Plus games offered to that online paywall subscription for PlayStation. Of course, PlayStation Now is based on 2012 streaming tech with noticeably more latency than xCloud, which all but rules out online cooperative and competitive multiplayer on Sony's streaming service. So a reliance on online access is not as prevalent as it would be on xCloud. Right now, you can get a year of Xbox Live Gold for about $46, and new Game Pass subscribers can sign up for 6 months of Game Pass for just half price at around $30, or for the next 3 months for just $1 a month. But the Ultimate Game Pass bundle is still at a regular full price for those that don't look for deals. Either way, expecting streaming services to be free is a pipe dream, realizing how Google Stadia revealed their powerful streaming service with not one mention of pricing or expectation of service bundles. The same goes for xCloud, which has so far totally avoided the word price in its 2 official reveals for the service. But as xCloud prepares for launch to the public after beta later this year, expect to hear the entire story at E3 2019, and how Microsoft plans to release xCloud to the world, and how much we will be paying to play our games anywhere we want. This is Colt Eastwood. Thank you so much for watching. This is the part of my video where I give a small piece of my own opinion to the subject. I'm not happy that xCloud and other streaming services are going to charge us to play our games we own, even if that gives us access to games we don't own. But back in 2015, I made a video predicting a time where we wouldn't need to buy a console or a PC, just a monthly fee to stream brand new games at will. We may actually be approaching this kind of tiered gaming service while still having access to our locally owned games to play them how we like. My plan is to keep a controller at my workstation to occasionally play games on a break or at lunch, and since I've been a Game Pass subscriber for just over a year, I may not need to change my costs just to enjoy XCloud. But speaking of work, a lot of people ask why I only upload one video a week. Well, like many of you, I have a full-time job and other things that take away from video production time and gaming time. Consider subscribing to the channel and supporting what I do by sharing the video with friends and fellow gamers. I do this to interact with the community, share questions and concerns, and what we enjoy about gaming. Not just the doom and gloom, what we actually love about gaming. So add me on Xbox Live and Twitter at Colt Eastwood to get involved with the discussion. And while you're there, be respectful of those around you that love the same gaming hobby as you do. And of course, be nice.